City. My name is Saliu Ibrahim, but they call me the Sports Ibracadabra because I bring magic to sports presentation and analysis. Egosa Agbekan, the sports maestro, is here. Egosa, good morning. Welcome to the show. Let's begin at the King Power Stadium in England, and of course, Kelechi Iheanacho and his fellow Foxes at Leicester City. Last night, they played against Crystal Palace, and they came up against a man who usually plays very well against them, and we're talking about Wilfred Zaha, who plays for Cote d'Ivoire, and he started things off by putting Leicester's Crystal Palace ahead. However, Kelechi Iheanacho set up Timothy Castan. He got an assist before later scoring a wonder goal, a trademark goal from the right side. But of course, it was with his dominant left foot that he banged that into the top of the roof to continue his amazing goal scoring streak. And this has really consolidated Leicester City's position in the top four. They are 4 points above Chelsea, who are in 4th position, and 7 points above West Ham United, who are 5th.
Well, I would say that was a brilliant performance from Leicester City because they've been in fine form, and for them to have been consistent, I think that's something that you have to commend them for. And also the manager, Brendan Rodgers, I think he's really doing well, and he has got the best out of Kelechi Iheanacho. This is somebody who got his first goal on the 3rd of February, and right now he is on double figures, and his goals have been instrumental to where they are at the moment. So I think his partnership with Jimmy Vardy is beginning to yield positive results each time they take to the pitch. Well, it's good for him to grow in confidence, because that is what the job is paid to do, to bank the goals, and that is what he's doing right now. And his work play, the confidence, the composure, the way at which he has, really improved in that department. I think I have to give kudos to the technical crew of Leicester City as well as the Super Eagles, because the same Kelechi Iheanacho I saw at the Asamoah Stadium in 2019. He's rebrand one, he's revolutionized, and he has evolved, and right now he is the point man for Leicester City. So I'm so happy that we'll be playing the Champions League next season, and he has also got
not confirmed yet.
That's confirmed. No, with the form they are right now, with the number of games remaining,
I'm not sure confirmed yet. They've got to really hold on, because they've still play Chelsea.
Yeah.
So they have to hold on. Yeah, it's fantastic that they won yesterday, because if they had drop points, they will have just been 2 points ahead of Chelsea, but now they are 4 points ahead of them, so they have a cushion. So it means that they can lose to Chelsea and still be ahead of them, but it's not confirmed that they will be playing in the Champions League.
Yeah, it's just that they are moving closer to qualification, and that's really good, and the only way to do that is to get
they can now afford to lose 2 matches and still make the top 4. So what they have to do from their remaining 5 games, if they win 3 matches, they will be in the Champions League next season.
So they've been there before. When they won the Premier League in 2016, then the following season
they got to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, so they gave a good account of themselves, and I'm sure they must have learned from that as, okay, this time we can push for that. So for me, I think it was a brilliant goal. That's what you want from a typical number 9, a prolific finisher. The way he turned and the way he controlled that ball, one step, then right from that ball to the net. I think you'll find it difficult for any goalkeeper to have an answer to that kind of goal. So it was brilliant, and to cap it up and to make it a winning goal, I think that was really good for the Foxes. So the confidence in King Power Stadium right now is getting higher by the day.
Great one for Kelechi Iheanacho and Leicester City. And this means that they remain 3rd on the log. Well, even if they had lost, they will still be 3rd because of the number of points that they had. They have 62 points now from their 33 matches. And 4th position is Chelsea, 58 points from 33 matches. Then West Ham United are 5th with 55 points from 33 matches. Liverpool are 6th, 54 points from 33 matches. There are 5 games to go for all of these teams that we've mentioned. I think the ones that we can comfortably say have qualified for the Champions League will be Manchester United and Manchester City. Manchester City, you can predict that they will win the EPL. I did a long time ago, and I think you will not have much to worry, because it depends. They can even win it next week if Liverpool beat Manchester United and they win their game. Then they will be through. They will be champions. But sure they will have it in their hand. Just win 2 matches to be absolutely sure of winning the English Premier League title. So well done, Kelechi Iheanacho. 14 goals in 14 in his last 14 matches. It's just been awesome for him, and this is his best season in terms of goal scoring, and we are super delighted for Kelechi Iheanacho. All right, still talking about Nigerians in action. We had Victor Osimhen, who played for Napoli yesterday, and he got a goal. He too has been revived because it didn't start particularly well, especially this season. All the issues he had, injuries, poor form, COVID, and all that. But he has come back stronger, and the last couple of games has really picked form, and he's now almost scoring every game that he plays, just like Kelechi Iheanacho.
I think that's the best way to silence your critics, because during the period that he had issues and all that, even last week, is this former Napoli forward who criticized the amount they spent on him and said that he's not an out-and-out striker. I was like, well, just all Osimhen is time, and definitely will deliver. For someone to be able to paint the freshly gone red goals, that led to him moving to Naples for 80 million euros. Then you just have to wait and have some patience to see the best out of that striker. Now he has put those tough period, behind him, and he's not banging the goals. He could have gotten a hat-trick yesterday, or maybe 2, because he had a chance. But the goalkeeper, Salvatore Sirigu, was also in fantastic position yesterday. He had a fantastic game yesterday. If not, Napoli dominated. Absolutely, they could have won that game 4-0. Zielinski hit the post. Napolitano also missed a chance. So, all the same, I think it was good.
Their first goal was scored by forgotten Chelsea man, Timo Bakayoko.
Yeah, and the way he took that ball, and that's what you expect from a typical playmaker, so to speak, because of the way he scored that ball. But then I think he's beginning to add goal scoring to his game, and that has really helped him to settle at Napoli. So good for him. Sometimes you find the difficulties of leagues, but once you move to other leagues, you just find you settle easily and you just enjoy yourself. So he's enjoying this year, and I wish him all the best. But Osimhen still need to be clinical in his finishing. I just hope that he continues to score for his club.
So it was Torino 0, Napoli 2. For AC Milan, well, you've got to wonder what is happening to them. At one point, it was looking like they were going to win the title, but yesterday they were beaten 3-0 by Lazio, and right now it's not looking good for them at all. They are not in the Champions League places. They are fifth on the table after 33 matches. They've got 66 points. Juventus also have got to be careful. They are on 66 points too from 33 matches. Napoli are now third, 66 points from 33 matches, but they've got a superior goal difference, just one ahead of Juventus. Juventus are on 35, they are on 36, and we have AC Milan on 19. Atalanta, well, I don't think we should be calling them surprise packages anymore, because they've proven their worth in the Italian Serie A and also in the Champions League. So Atlanta, no surprises that they are second on the table. They've got 68 points from their 33 matches. And the team that will be champions, 11 points clear at the moment, Inter Milan. They just need, I think, 4 more points to be guaranteed the title, because there are 5 games left, and those 5 games will give you 15 points. Yeah, so Inter Milan, they get a win and a draw. So those about 4 or 5 points, they'll be absolutely sure of winning the title. The bottom, Crotone, we know already gone, but of course, Simi Wanko scoring goals. Parma are 19th on the table, and Benevento are 18th. So these are the teams that are really struggling in the Italian Serie A. Okay, so we'll stay in the Italian Serie A now and tell you this. Well, first, let's start with Juventus. We know that they recently gave a 1-year extension to Zlatan Ibrahimovic, which means that he will be staying at the Old Lady until past his 40th birthday. But he is to be investigated by UEFA over an alleged financial interest in a betting company. So according to reports in his native Sweden, he doesn't like the journalists there very much because they said they are treating him differently just because his name is not Anderson or Svensson, because he doesn't have a typical Swedish name, and that's why they are treating him like that. So reports in Sweden, they are saying that the 39-year-old broke rules after he became a partner in a betting company. UEFA disciplinary regulations state that players should not have a financial interest in betting. If you want to have stakes in betting, you shouldn't even be betting at all. But even if you are going to be owning a company, you wait until you finish playing. So last week, he signed a new contract that will run until his 40th birthday. So a UEFA statement says a UEFA ethics and disciplinary inspector has today been appointed to conduct a disciplinary investigation regarding a potential violation of the UEFA disciplinary regulations by Mr. Zlatan Ibrahimovic for having an alleged financial interest in a betting company. So that's the situation.
Well, this is not something you are supposed to hear. The kind of news you're supposed to hear concerning Zlatan Ibrahimovic, because he knew, that these things, they've got rules, and once you go against the rules, you have to face the punishment. I hope he's able to come out from this, but if he's at the end of the day, after the investigation and all that is found wanting, then he's going to pay for it. And though they are financially buoyant, and they can as well pay the fine, so that's not a problem. But I think signing a new contract and trying to help AC Milan back to glory days is what really matters at this point, and that is what he should consider right now, paramount in his career. But all the same, for the fact that he's a professional and know that he knows what to do. If he gets himself out, fine. If he doesn't, pay the fine and all that. So
yeah, but players should be aware. You should know all of these things so that you don't find yourself in this kind of situation. Okay, guys, we are going on a break now, but we'll be returning to still talk more about the Italian Serie A, because we hear that any club that attempts in future to break away, you play in a private league, which was what the European Super League was all about. You play in a league that is not recognized by UEFA or FIFA, you are going to get banned. They are going to make sure that you are removed from playing in the Italian Serie A. Let's go on this break. We'll be right back.
Oh yes, Nasco quality cornflakes are so full of nourishing goodness because they are whole-flaked cornflakes. Whole-flaked cornflakes are made by a natural flaking process that retains all the natural goodness of the whole corn for whole nutrition, whole taste, and whole crunchiness for the whole family. So next time you're eating cornflakes, make sure it's whole-flaked Nasco cornflakes. Nasco cornflakes, nourishing goodness anytime.
Welcome back to Sports Fiesta. It is live on 92.7 KFM Benin City with me, Salih Ibrahim, the Sports Ibracadabra, and Egosa Igbekan, the Sports Maestro. Okay, you all are familiar with the story, the ill-fated story about the European Super League, where 12 big clubs in Europe, 6 from England, Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, and Chelsea. Then we have 3 from the Italian Serie A, AC Milan, Juventus, and Inter Milan, and 3 more from the Spanish La Liga, Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid. They came together to form a Super League, and we heard they were going to break away and be playing that competition in midweek, which means basically that they will not be playing the UEFA Champions League. They wanted to continue playing their domestic leagues, but there was a massive uproar from the fans, from the individual football association, and from the governments of these countries. And then the thing as it stands right now, it's basically dead because 9 clubs have already pulled out. However, in Italy, Juventus has not pulled out as at this moment. Only Inter Milan and AC Milan have done so. Then Barcelona and Real Madrid have also not pulled out. But the Italian Football Federation, FIGC, they have approved a new rule which will ban clubs who sign up to a breakaway competition from competing in the Serie A. So this is following the collapse of the proposed European Super League, which involved Juventus, Inter Milan, and AC Milan. The tournament, of course, sparked furious backlash, but Juve, Barcelona, and Real Madrid, they are yet to abandon the project. So they are now saying that this is what the Italian Football Federation is saying, that clubs that are playing in leagues not recognized by FIFA or UEFA, they will now not be able to play in domestic tournaments in Italy. So they not only will they not play in the Italian Serie A, they will not also be playing in the Coppa Italia. And the FIGC, they added a new clause to its rule, underlining that clubs registering for national leagues must agree that they will not join private unauthorized competition. Under the European Super League proposals that was announced on the 18th of April, clubs agreed to play in the new competition, but they wanted to continue to play in their domestic league. So the Big Six in England wanted to still be playing in the English Premier League. The Big Three in Spain wanted to continue playing in the Spanish La Liga. And then the Big Three in Italy, they wanted to continue in the Italian Serie A. So the new proposals, which were heavily criticized by fans, authorities, government, and players, and eventually 9 of the 12 clubs have pulled out. So right now, some of them are still there. So FIGC President Gabriel Gravina said, at the moment, we have no news about who has stayed and who is out of the Super League. Then she went on to say, if by the deadline for applications to the National Championship on 21 June, someone joins up to other private leagues, they will not take part in our championship. So they are giving them until the 21st of June. So if by 21st of June, Juventus have not officially declared that they are out of the European Super League, then they will be banned from playing in the Italian Serie A and other domestic competitions in Italy.
Well, these guys are just trying to put some stricter measures, and to allow such things not to repeat, anymore, because it has really caused some kind of problems, with some clubs. Right now, they are trying to see how that kind of project will not resurface, because the way things are going, I think Florentino Perez wants to see the Super League, but with the way the fans reacted, well, some are even saying that is the same way that they should be fighting racism and other stuff. But I think we have to start from somewhere. But notwithstanding, I'm sure it is better for them to give them these stiffer penalties if they do the same thing, or if they fail to pull out and make a statement that they're not going to have anything to do with it. Then they should be sanctioned, be kicked out of the Serie A and other competitions. Then let's see how they are going to exist and have the kind of fan base that they used to have. So right now, football is for the fans. I know they want to make more money, but they should take it easy. And whenever they are coming out with the project, it should be something that they have to consult everyone involved in order for them to move football forward. So they should be talking about how to go about the new format of the Champions League. So now that about 2 managers are complaining that the matches will be too much, that's what they should be discussing now, how to make it better for everyone, not talking about a breakaway. So without telling those clubs that you stand to be banned by FIFA, UEFA, or in any tournament, I don't think these guys will take it serious. So I think I have to agree with the Italian Football Federation.
So that is the situation. Any club that insists on remaining in the European Super League is going to get thrown out of the Italian by the Italian Football Federation. We hope that other clubs are going to look at the other countries are going to do the same thing. So European Super League plans, they were not discussed when Manchester United's Ed Woodward attending a meeting at number 10 Downing Street, and this is according to the Prime Minister's office. United's executive vice chairman met Dan Rosenfield, Prime Minister Boris Brown's chief of staff, on the 14th of April. 4 days later, it was announced that the 6 Premier League teams had signed up for the European Super League. But the Sunday Times reported that the plans were discussed in the Downing Street meeting. But all 6 sides, Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, and Tottenham, they have of course, withdrawn from the competition. So the Prime Minister's official spokesman, he told reporters on Monday that while Chief of Staff Rosenfield and Woodward did meet at Downing Street, the European competition proposal was not discussed. So it wasn't like the government was aware of it. He said during the visit, Woodward was also introduced briefly to the Prime Minister and asked about Boris Johnson's conversation with Woodward, who will leave Manchester United at the end of 2021. The Prime Minister's official spokesman said there was a very brief introduction to Ed Woodward. I think they crossed paths, but the European Super League was not discussed. So when he was pressed on whether Rosenfield told Woodward the government will not oppose the new venture, the spokesman said, no, that's not correct. So that's the situation that, there were insinuations that it's like because Woodward went to number 10 Downing Street, which is the official residence of the British Prime Minister, that he actually told the government about their plan. So there were some surprise, like maybe they are being hypocritical by coming out later to say they were going to take serious action against the clubs that signed up for the European Super League.
Well, for Ed Woodward, though he's leaving at the end of 2021, he has also played his part since he replaced David Gill as chief executive. But the fact that wasn't discussed when he moved down to, or rather when he visited Downing Street, number 10, for the government, I don't think if they had any insights, or if they had any information, rather, concerning that Super League, they would have allowed them to join. I think it's something that the clubs, and the head of recruitment and also sporting directors and head of the clubs will just come together and say, okay, let's see how it is. If it's going very well, the fans will always join at the end of the day. So if anyone had known about this, I don't think it would have been, they would have given their support to it and said, okay, let's go with the Super League. So it was a different stuff that he visited Downing Street for, and not concerning the Super League, because I know the government, they condemned it. It was the backlash that they got, the widespread condemnation that made them to all, but they never expected that, by this time, this news will still be on the table. So it's something really serious, and for the government to say yes, it wasn't part of their discussion, I think I kind of agree, because if a government wants to run a fantastic Premier League, I don't think they will allow that kind of break, even if they want.
And besides, from what the other reports that we are getting, because Ed Woodward has been vilified that he knew about it, he advised the Glazers to join, but we are also hearing now that Ed Woodward decided that he would leave Manchester United because he advised them not to join. He was against it, but they insisted on joining, and that's why he said, okay, he cannot be part of this, and that's why he decided that he will be leaving at the end of the of this year. So that would, be. It will correlate with the fact that he did not discuss it with the government officials, because if you are advising your principals against joining something, then you will not be pushing the proposal. You will not be telling the government that this is the right way to go, and all of that. So we'll see how all these things will work out. What we hear, Malcolm Glazer, Ed Woodward will be leaving his post as executive vice chairman of Manchester United at the end of 2021. All right, let's talk about the Nigerian Women's Football League. Yes, we hear that they have submitted Rivers Angels' name as the representative for the WAFU zonal qualifier. So the Secretariat of the Nigerian Women Football League has submitted to the Nigeria Football Federation the name of Rivers Angels Football Club of Port Harcourt as the champion of the 2020-2021 NWFL Premiership season after a successful outing at the much improved Super 6 held at the Dikpo Dino International Stadium, Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State. The letter, according to the NWFL chairperson Aisha Falode, the NFF General Secretary will forward the letter to the Confederation of African Football, WAFU Zone B, General Secretary Mr. Balima. That was letter that day yesterday, thus meeting the deadline of April 26, 2021, set earlier by CAF. And you recall that, as Aisha Falede explained, the reason why they decided to do the Super 6 was that there was a deadline. April 26, we must know who your champions are, who is going to be representing, and that's why they had to truncate the league after 13 weeks and played in they organized the Super 6. So Aisha Falede said on Monday in Lagos that Nigeria has to take part in the zonal playoff. The winner of the NWFL Premiership 2020-2021 season will represent Nigeria in the zonal playoff. Then she further noted that the country that wins the zonal playoff represents the zone at the final tournament later in the year. Then our league champions would play in the WAFU B playoff. Then she added that, therefore, if Nigeria emerges as zonal champions and are given the African Women Cup of Nations slot as champion, Nigeria may get 2 slots at the final tournament. She stressed that this is possible because CAF has reserved 1 additional slot given to the zone who produced the champion at the last edition of the AFCON for women. The Super Falcons, of course, won it at Ghana 2018, and we are in WAFU Zone B. The modality for deciding who takes this slot is not known yet. Ordinarily, Nigeria who won it should be given the slot. So this explains the second slot for Nigeria in the WAFU CAF Champions League. Then Faraday stated that the General Secretary of WAFU Zone B, Balima, also disclosed in a correspondence that the qualifiers will hold in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, from the 5th of July to the 30th of July 2021, different from the May date that was earlier communicated. So that's the situation. Rivers Angels are there. Yeah, but with time we might have 2 clubs representing us.
But it all depends on how they are going to perform. But so far so good with what they did at the Dikmo General Stadium. They just concluded Super 6. It shows that they have what it takes to represent Nigeria in the WAFU Zone B. So I hope they go on to do that and they qualify, so that at the end of the day we will also be given the slots to do well at the finals. Well, I think she has proven, talking about Aisha Falade, she has proven that there's no targets that you cannot meet if you really want to do things very well. And remember last time out, before they even started the Super 6, we said, well, how are they going to cope? How are they going to meet up with that deadline date, which was yesterday, 26th? But here we are. They've been able to do that, and for her to be able to confirm that yes, they have submitted the name of Rivers Angels in order not to make the deadline day, I think that's really commendable, and I hope that things will continue to go the right way. So it's we are all going to support Rivers Angels to continue to do well and allow Nigeria to get additional slots. So it's no longer the Rivers State club right now. It's now Nigeria's club as far as they are going to qualifier. So wish them all the best.
Okay, so for Enyimba International, we hear that the People's Elephant will be playing their last group game against Orlando Pirates in the CAF Confederation Cup at their stadium. This will be on Wednesday. Yeah, it's going to be on Wednesday, that's tomorrow, and it's going to be at 10 p.m. The NCDC finally gave approval. There were fears before that Enyimba might not be playing that match here in Nigeria because of the COVID-19 restrictions from people coming in from South Africa and all of that. So they will be now playing at their stadium in Aba, but it's going to be at 10 p.m.
Yeah, even if it's 12 o'clock, I think that's good for the Aba Elephants, because it's really a plus, for you to play at home with or without fans. And now they know all they need to do is to get a win in order for them to get one of the tickets. If a draw will not be enough for them, so they've put themselves in a tight corner. If they had gotten one of the they have gotten 3 points in one of their away matches, it would have been a different ball game right now. And look at last time they played against Ali Benghazi at the February Mataya Stadium. Look at what happened. convincing they were beaten, and that has kept them, though they later were reduced to 10 men, but that's not an excuse. They were beaten. Now, for that, for him to save his job, I think, but if you look at his away record, really poor, honestly. And for you to be a top coach, you don't have to win at home and continue to lose away. So all they need to do is to play in that stadium and also to give a good account of themselves so that they can qualify from this team. This is not where they should be playing, but haven't found themselves here. They should also be dominant in any game that they played in. So London Pirates, they're not easy, and they are going to come here to make a statement and also to get something from that game. So it's win or bust for Enyimba, and I hope that Tosin Moyele and the rest, Anayo Wala, who's been linked to foreign clubs right now, I hope they're able to do the magic and give the Abali fans the maximum points and get on the ticket.
So they are third on the table, and a win will mean that at least they are sure of qualification, so they have to beat Orlando Pirates. But I was listening to some analysis today, and they pointed out something, that every time Enyimba had been in the same group with the South African club, they had failed to qualify from that group. We hope that things will change this time around. We hope Enyimba will be able to qualify, get to the quarterfinals of the CAF Confederation Cup. Enyimba shouldn't even be playing in the CAF Confederation Cup, given their pedigree. They should be in the CAF Champions League. But since they are in the CAF Confederation Cup, they have to go on and win it, just as you have Manchester United playing in the Europa League at the moment. They're in the semi-final, they hope to win it. Arsenal also there. These are teams that should be playing in the Champions League, but they find themselves playing in the second-tier competition. And talking about the Champions League, in Europe, today we've got Real Madrid versus Chelsea. You don't see this match up every time, and now some people are pointing to the rarity of Real Madrid versus Chelsea as a very good reason why the Super League is nonsense. Say, look, that way you'll be saying it every year. Every year you get to watch Real Madrid versus Chelsea, Barcelona versus Liverpool and all that. These are not the kind of matches you want to be seeing every season. Because of the special nature of such games, they should be rare. And for Real Madrid and Chelsea, they don't get to play themselves often. So now they will be playing against each other. And for both sides, they will really want to go all out for this. You know that for Real Madrid, their goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois left Chelsea to join them, and he didn't leave in particularly pleasant circumstances. In fact, he just basically took himself out. They were expecting him back, but he insisted on leaving to join Real Madrid after the World Cup. And then Eden Hazard recently left Chelsea to join Real Madrid. 2 seasons now he has been at Real Madrid. Things have not exactly gone according to plan, but he's fit and he's likely to play tonight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fantastic reunion for Eden Hazard in particular, because he had just 13 minutes in their goalless draw against the Real Betis over the weekend, and hope he's able to give a good account of himself, because the same Hazard that Chelsea sold to Real Madrid is not the Hazard we are seeing today. But hopefully, I hope he gets to put all these injury worries behind him and continue to have and start having a good run with the Los Blancos. Yes, they stand a chance of winning 2 titles, La Liga and the Champions League, but tonight it's going to determine if they are going to stand a chance of doing that, of achieving that. Yes, when it comes to Champions League, they are the boss, they are the kings. They've won it, so many times. And for Chelsea, they've won it just once. But then, they also, Chelsea, they've got a manager who made it to the final last year, but that was with PSG before moving from Paris to London. So now he would also want to go a step further to prove that he's one of the best coaches in the Champions League. And it's not going to be easy for Zidane. Yeah, he's the favourites to win between Madrid and Chelsea, looking at the experience, or rather the track records and the trophies won by the managers. But in football, it doesn't go that way. So sometimes you don't look at your record or your pedigree going into a game. Things could change. Just one goal could change a game. So we are expecting the best later tonight. I just want to see Chelsea play fantastic football, same as Real Madrid. But the side that created most of the chances and converts might go on to win and qualify for the final. But this is a game that we see once in a while, so that makes it more interesting. So let's see where the pendulum will swing later in the evening.
So we're still on for an all-English final. Manchester City, who just won the League Cup, are still on track for winning the treble. A treble of sorts, because the FA Cup is gone. We know that it's going to be Chelsea versus Arsenal in the final of the FA Cup, but they already won the League Cup. They are going to definitely win the league. We wait to see what they will do in the Champions League tomorrow. They will be playing against Paris Saint-Germain. So if both Chelsea and Manchester City advance, then we'll have an all-English final. We wait to see if that will happen. For Real Madrid, last time they played in La Liga, it was a draw. In fact, their last two matches in La Liga have been draws, and things have not exactly gone to plan for them. Karim Benzema is back, scoring goals and all that, but things have just not worked the way they want. So, but somebody that you've got to say is in form would be Thibaut Courtois. Is in magnificent form. But Chelsea are also very good defensively. How they have got so many clean sheets in recent weeks. Forget the aberration of losing 5-2 to West Bromwich Albion, and then that last minute goal from Mehdi Taremi, where they beat
that goal was
Porto beats them 1-0 in the Champions League at Stamford Bridge. Okay, so that is what to expect in the Champions League tonight. Real Madrid versus Chelsea. All right, let's go to other sports now, and we will be going to the courts and looking at what's happening in the world of basketball. We had matches in the NBA last night. Let's just run you through the result. Atlanta Hawks were in action against the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons won this 100 points to 87. John Collins of Atlanta scored 14 points, got 8 rebounds and 1 steal, while Corey Joseph of Detroit got 15 points, 1 rebound and 4 assists. LA Lakers, they are back to winning ways. They beat the Orlando Magic 114 points to 103. Dennis Schroeder was their top performer. He got 21 points, 2 rebounds and 10 assists for LA Lakers, while we had we had
Cole Anthony for Orlando Magic. Because it's Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, Carl Anthony of Orlando Magic got 15 points, 4 rebounds and 7 assists for Orlando Magic. While for Oklahoma City Thunder, they lost to Philadelphia 76ers. The 76ers won 121 points to 90. Top performer for Oklahoma was Ty Jerome, got 22 points, 2 rebounds and 2 assists. And then we also had Joel Embiid for the Philadelphia 76ers, 21.5 rebound and 1 assist. San Antonio Spurs defeated the Wizards 146 points to 143. Bradley Beal of Washington Wizards got 45 points, 3 rebound and 1 assist, while DeMarcus DeRozan of San Antonio Spurs got 37 points, 2 rebounds and 10 assists. Phoenix Suns lost by just 1 point to New York Knicks. The Suns got 118 points, while the Knicks got 100. The Phoenix Suns won 118 points to 110. The Suns got 100. The top performer for the Phoenix Suns was Devin Booker, 33.4 rebounds and 3 assists, while Derrick Rose of New York got 22 points, 6 rebounds and 6 assists. Cleveland Cavaliers were beaten by the Toronto Raptors 112 points to 96. Jarrett Allen for Cleveland got 15.7 rebounds and 2 assists, while Pascal Siakam got 25.5 rebounds and 4 assists for the Toronto Raptors. Chicago Bulls were winners over Miami Heat 110 points to 102 points. For Chicago Bulls, it was Daniel Theis who got 23 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists to a match top performer, while Jimmy Butler of Miami had 33 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. Utah Jazz were winners. They lost by 1 point to Minnesota Timberwolves. The Wolves scored 105 points, while Jazz got 104 points. Then their top performer for Utah was Mike Conley, 26 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists, while D'Angelo Russell of Minnesota got 27 points, 2 rebounds, and 12 assists. LA Clippers lost to New Orleans Pelicans, 120 points to 103 points. DeMarcus Cousins of LA Clippers got 16 points, 11 rebounds, and 1 assist, while Lonzo Ball of New Orleans got 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. Denver Nuggets, the team owned by Arsenal owner Stan Kroenke, got 120 points, while Memphis Grizzlies scored 96 points. So Ja Morant of Memphis got 27.6 rebounds and 6 assists, while Michael Porter Jr. got 31.7 rebounds and 2 assists for Denver. Dallas Mavericks were beaten by Sacramento Kings. The Kings got 113 points, while the Mavs got 106 points. Luka Doncic of Dallas got 24.7 rebounds and 8 assists, while Richaun Holmes got 24.6 rebounds and 2 blocks for Sacramento Kings. And the fixtures for tonight, we've got Oklahoma City Thunder. They'll be taking on Boston Celtics. Milwaukee Bucks versus Charlotte Hornets. Portland Trail Blazers will play against Indiana Pacers. Brooklyn Nets versus Toronto Raptors. Minnesota Timberwolves will take on Houston Rockets, and Dallas Mavericks will be playing against the Golden State Warriors. Can Steph Curry continue with his hot streak? The guy has just been creating records and doing absolutely wonderful on the courts for Golden State Warriors. All right, let's go to the tracks now and talk about Formula One. We hear that sprint races are going to be introduced to set grid at 3 races in 2021. So they said that shorter sprint races will be introduced to Formula One this year to set the grid position at 3 Grand Prix. This is what the bosses have revealed. Points will be adapted to the top 3 finalists, 3 for first, 2 for second, and 1 for third. Grid positions for the shorter race, to be called sprint qualifying, will be set by moving qualifying to Friday. Then avoiding calling the event a race is to ensure that the Grand Prix remains the focus of the weekend. So it will be the first time in history that the Grand Prix is not the only race on an F1 championship weekend. So the shorter sprint qualifying race will run to about 1/3 of the distance of a Grand Prix, which has a maximum length of just over 305 kilometers. So the move will involve a series of other sporting changes to the weekend race, and is intended as an experiment to see whether it introduces extra levels of uncertainty and interest to the weekend's action. The British Grand Prix on the 16th to 18th of July will be the first event to host the new format, followed by the Italian race on the 10th to the 12th of September. Brazil had been expected to be the third, but this has not been confirmed, partly because there is interest from other tracks, and also because there is a doubt on whether that race can go ahead in November, given the way the COVID-19 is spiking in that country. Brazil and India, 2 countries are India in particular is just horrible. They don't even have places to cremate people anymore. It's just horrible. So if the new approach delivers on its aims, then it could be adopted at more races in 2022, when changes to the technical rules they are going to usher in a new generation of Formula One cars aimed at making the racing closer and more competitive.
Well, they are trying something new. Let's see how it will go on the 16th to 18th of July. I know it's something they want to bring into Formula One, despite the fact that they do the normal race, but this will be shorter, because of the short sprints and all. Well, it's nice. It all depends on how it will go, and that will also depends on if it's going to stay or if it's going to be one-off stuff and all that. So let's see the trial first.
But I don't understand what is wrong with the current qualifying format. Why
moving qualifiers from Saturday to Friday
but based on this, it will I don't know.
Maybe they just want to try test something here.
Yeah, but why make them? Because what they do before, you run the entire circuits once, and it's the person that says the fastest time that is top on the grid. But what they are doing, from what I understand by this, you are going to go 1/3 of the entire circuit, of the entire race. What you are supposed to run, which means you are doing several laps. So, but instead of 305 kilometers, you are going to do 1/3 of 305 kilometers. So that is what they will now use to determine who starts where. So is the person that is fastest in that period, that's who will now be on first, second, third, and so on. So it means basically that they are going to eliminate the first practice, the second practice, sometimes third practice, and qualifying. So you just have that race, and they don't want to call it a race in order not to take anything away from the main race. So it's like you are having 2 races in a weekend, but one of the race is going to be 1/3 of what you will run on Saturday. So you do it on Friday. Yeah, it's going to be the qualifying. So it is where you finish. That's how you will start. So if you win it, it means you will be on pole. If you finish second, you'll be second on the grid. If you finish third, you'll be third on the grid, and so on.
Well, it's something nice, kind of, but don't you think it will make it too stressful? Although that's the reason why you have to do a third of the normal kilometers. But all the same, I think it's something that the drivers will welcome, because now that it's
normally when they do first practice, you do one lap.
One lap.
Yeah, they time you. Second practice, you do one lap. They time you. Third practice, you do one lap. They time you. Qualifying, you do one lap. They time you. So that is basically 4 laps that you do. Yeah. But this one now, if the normal track is 55 laps, you are going to do 1/3 of 55 laps. That's what they are saying here.
And you do it once instead of having it on Friday, then Saturday they're having a qualifying and all that. Just do this one. Whoever wins will start on pole. Well, it's a new format, but it could be welcomed by the drivers and everyone involved. So let's see how it goes first on the 16th to 18th of.
Okay, let's quickly run through what happened on Monday Night Raw. Well, we had Tiba and Mace. They took on Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre. Well, Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre, they teamed up last week to fight against this guy. So we had that again this week. But unfortunately, Braun Strowman was hit by Drew McIntyre inadvertently. He close-lined him. And this led to Mace and Tiba winning via count out. And afterwards, Braun Strowman, he power slammed Drew McIntyre and yelled at him for not listening. And we had the New Day and Damian Priest taking on the Mace, Jason Riker and Elias. And eventually, it was while all this was on, at one point, the New Day came and eventually it became a 6-man tag team match. Then we had the New Day, Damian Priest taking on the Miz, Riker and Elias. It was the team of the New Day and Damian Priest that won this. Then we had this non-match between Sheamus and Humberto Carrillo. They've been having a feud, and yesterday the same thing happened, but eventually Humberto Carrillo stood tall by drop kicking Sheamus a couple of times, and Sheamus left the ring, and Umberto Carrillo was the one that was left. Riddle teamed up with Randy Orton. Randy Orton, he admitted that he underestimated Riddle last week, and that's why Riddle won. But this time he teamed up with him, and they took on Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. It was the team of Riddle and Randy Orton that won. But afterwards, Riddle wanted to hug it out, but Randy Orton will have none of it and left him to celebrate alone. Asuka, Lana, and Naomi battled Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Rhea Ripley. It was the team of Baszler, Jax, and Ripley that won this encounter. And we had this segment, Charlotte Flair and Mandy Rose. Sonya Deville brought Charlotte Flair and the official that she had tagged last week and told her, look, you have been suspended and all of that. But then she said that Adam Pearce rushed his decision, and then she gave Charlotte Flair the floor to apologize. So Charlotte Flair apologized to the management and the fans for her behavior and for beating up the referee, Eddie Orengo. But then he admitted that he had not seen Rhea Ripley interfere, and that if he had done that, Charlotte Flair would have won the match. And afterwards, she also asked the referee to apologize to her, which he did. Then she had a match with Mandy Rose, and she was able to win this encounter. And finally, we had Drew McIntyre taking on Braun Strowman. And while this was on, we had some interference, and eventually T-Mace and T-Bar, they also came, and their distraction led to Braun Strowman hitting a running power slam on Drew McIntyre to get the win. Okay, so that's what happened on Monday Night Raw last night. Don't know if we've got time to take any messages. Let's see. Okay, we'll take just one. Okay, two, and we'll come back in the evening to take the rest. Oga Ibrahim, is Chelsea versus Leicester City in the final, not Arsenal, as you mentioned during your analysis. Did I say Chelsea versus Arsenal?
In the final, which was the final? FA Cup final?
Yeah.
I didn't get to hear that.
Sorry, if you had Arsenal, maybe it was a mistake. I didn't intend to mention Arsenal. And if I mentioned Arsenal, it was a mistake. Sorry. Of course, it's Chelsea versus Leicester City. I wish Chelsea all the best tonight. Felix Heine from Benin. This one says, good morning, great sports analysts. Please, is it true that Daniel, ex-CEO of Spotify, is interested in buying out Stan Kroenke? I wish I have been seeing the story online. Is it just a rumor? Thanks. Jefferson from St. Xavier. No, it's not just a rumor. We've mentioned it for about 3 days now. And it's not just Stan Kroenke. Arsenal legends, including Thierry Henry and Dennis Beckham, Patrick Vieira, they have also said they want to join Daniel Ek to buy Arsenal from Stan Kroenke. But Kroenke is not ready to sell. That is the issue right now. Okay, guys, we wish we could take more, but time for us to blow the final whistle on this edition of the show.
It's a massive 3 points for us, and we were nervous a bit. We changed it around and got control of the game and got them running. But there's still a lot of work to do. We can't talk about the Champions League until the last game. Super Eagles striker Kelechi Iheanacho speaking after scoring the winner in Leicester City's 2-1 comeback win over Crystal Palace to move closer to Champions League qualification last night. And that's the final whistle on the show this morning.
There's our package. We'll see you at 4 p.m. on a fresh edition of Sports Fiesta. My name is Saliu Ibrahim. I've been doing this with Egosa Agbekan. Please stay tuned. KU News update is at 9 a.m. Bye-bye.